What is up, everybody? This is Atticus the Death Meddler, and oh boy, you're in for a real treat. Not only this is going to be a commentary, but I can now finally make videos with my iPhone 5. What I have done is that I have taken my books I have here, which I use for school, and I put my iPhone over here so that I can properly make videos and, edit them when I get to my school to make those videos for you guys. So, now that's out of the way here, I am going to be doing a commentary on, of course, one of the most popular feminists on YouTube, Laci Green. And I know that a lot of ranters, such as, The Amazing Atheist and Burn Coalition, many other ranters have made videos on Laci Green's video, Why I'm a Feminist. So, I decided to put in my 2 cents. Before we get started, gotta have the good old Becks ready. So, as what War Corpse usually does, crack open your beers and let's get ready. Oh my gosh, right out from the get-go, it's like you're praying to your feminist gods for something.
The rumors are true. What they've been saying about me.
That you're a feminist?
I have to come clean. I, Laci Green, am a feminist.
Congratulations, you're a feminist. It's not like you're coming out as a lesbian.
What? You're a lesbian now? Man-hater? Hairy armpits? I ain't so. It's gonna be okay. Those are just stereotypes.
Those are... Oh my god. Stereotypes? Really? I'm sorry, Laci, but man-haters and hairy armpits are one of the many stereotypes of modern-day feminism nowadays. As much as you hate that those are considered stereotypes, they're actually real. Continuing.
I think that feminism is both kick-ass and super important, and here are a few of my reasons.
Okay, you're saying that feminism is kick-ass and super important, and what's really funny is that you say that feminism is a social movement for gender and sex equality. Well, now, I'm going to have to thank Burn Coalition for talking about this in his video, and I will leave his video on the description below as well. Burn Coalition says that, Susan B. Anthony, the woman who first started the first wave of feminism, started that movement of feminism mainly for the rights for white women only. She didn't care about blacks, Latinos, Arabs, Asians, Polynesians, and Native women. She only cared about white women. Not any of those other races of women, just white women. So, yeah, you're not making any sense whatsoever.
That's why. I'm a feminist because girls are taught in public school that once she has sex, she'll lose a part of herself. Because women who have a lot of sex are sluts while guys are studs.
Well, I'm gonna have to say this, I love it when you say that there's, double standards when a woman who has a lot of sex with a lot of men are sluts, and a guy who has a lot of sex with a lot of women are considered studs. Well, mainly that's not one of the cases. A guy who has a lot of sex with women is considered untrustworthy and a slob and unfaithful. I'm sorry, but that's actually really true, and a lot of women who basically, date a guy who has sex with multiple women, she's probably going to think this guy's untrustworthy because when they're in a relationship, he's probably going to be he's probably going to be cheating behind her back.
Amanda Todd, Felicia Garcia, Charisse Morales, because of the sexism that drove them to end their lives.
Okay, that whole Amanda Todd thing, I'm gonna have to say, that's a bullying problem. That's a issue that has to deal with bullying, not feminism. Sexism that drove them to commit suicide. Look, I understand that what happened to those women were horrible, but I wouldn't consider it sexism. It was considered bullying.
I'm a feminist because I was told the first time I had sex would be painful and bloody. I was terrified.
Alright, you say that you were told the first time you had sex it would be painful and bloody. Well, for some girls it's painful and bloody, and you can't dismiss that just because your experience wasn't that way. Everyone's body is different. No two first-time experiences are the same.
Because 1 in 4 young women is assaulted and society still asks, what was she wearing? Because
The 1 in 4 or 5 women will be sexually assaulted. It's actually false. The study was done in the 80s and the question were very vague. According to the factual feminists, which I will leave her channel in the description below, the more realistic statistic is closer to 1 in 40. And the whole society, what was she wearing thing, I know a lot of feminists are going to be really ragingly pissed off at me for saying this, but detectives have to ask what a woman was wearing to get an idea of what was going on during the situation to figure out the rapist's motive. That question is usually followed by, have you washed it and do you still have it? Because it could contain some physical evidence. I'm sorry, but they kind of have to ask that question. And I know a lot of feminists are going to dislike this video and freak out over what I had to say.
male victims of rape aren't believed since guys want sex all the time anyway, right? Because of catcalling and street harassment, because no, it is not a
This whole stupid, like, male rape catcalling and street harassment. Let me just say this, like, male rape victims weren't asking for it, okay? Now, I've said this in a couple videos of mine, alright? So, I will put those on the description below. And this catcalling and street harassment thing, oh my gosh. Street harassment is not equivalent to rape. Not at all. Not in general. If you want a broader understanding of what I'm talking about, I will put in Nate Talks to You video on the description below as well. He makes a very good point on what he's talking about on this whole street harassment thing.
compliment, but feminist because my first boyfriend sexually assaulted me, and when I went to my friends for help, they called me a slut.
Well, sorry you got sexually assaulted. I have to be very honest, like, when a woman gets sexually assaulted, like, it sucks. It sucks for both genders, which I can agree on. But if a woman gets sexually assaulted, no, I don't call her a fucking slut. And when a guy gets sexually assaulted, he's considered a fucking, pansy and a pussy. And, just not manly enough because he got fucking sexually assaulted. That, like, men are much more attacked after being raped and stuff. I think they are the ones that get hit the most. And women get coddled and stuff. Now, I'm not saying this just because it's wrong to call a male rape victim, calling him out like he's a coward and stuff, and that a woman gets all the coddling and sympathy. I think both genders are to be feel sympathetic.
Slut. Because when I speak at universities about the absolute necessity of consent, there are people in the audience who laugh.
They're most likely to laugh at it because you made a video where you're going on about consent is sexy. And if you're gonna act like that never happened, yeah, I'm gonna play this.
Oh, hi, babes. You know what is so deliciously hot to me? I'm with a person I like, and there's a little bit of sexual tension, and then they lean over and they're like, can I kiss you? I don't make that sound.
Indecision, sow the seed. Aspirations never within reach. At night there is no other view. Sing a song for the ones who never made it.
but don't you dare breastfeed out in the open, because this shocks and terrifies people. I'm not even kidding. You should see some of the looks that I get.
Oh my god!
Bounce! Bounce us!
I had to put Gollum in there just for the shits and giggles. The thing is, Laci, guys like me have standards when it comes to women, alright? Look, I am not going to date a woman who has hairy armpits. I think a lot of guys don't want to date a woman who has hairy armpits or hairy legs. If there's a guy who likes hairy armpits and hair, that's well, whatever makes you happy, dude. But there are a lot of men, including me, who have certain standards because armpit hair and hairy legs is kind of disgusting. And it's really funny that you're showing your hairy armpits when in fact that you're saying that feminists who have hairy armpits are a stereotype. So basically you just contradicted yourself over there. I mean, but I'm fine if you want to grow your armpits. That's fine by me. Just letting you know, I don't find that very sexy on a woman. Continuing.
I'm a feminist because of how much pressure we put on girls to value their appearance above everything else. Because of labiaplasties, boob jobs, hymenoplasties.
This whole thing that, it's nothing wrong with people wanting to take care of their appearance. It has nothing to do with society or beauty standards, okay? Like, women are doing all these boob jobs and all this other stuff that you're talking about because they want to feel attracted towards men. It's the same thing with guys too. I mean, you have guys trying to work out 24/7 at the gym, especially the gym that I go to. I see a lot of jacked up men just constantly hammering it with the weights and the dumbbells and just all these other stuff because women favor men who are very muscular. Why? Because they can because they will defend them and stuff. And the whole thing about like women trying to make themselves look attractive for men, no, it's not sexism, it's not misogyny, it's not the whole patriarchy, it's 3 words. Laws of attraction, okay? Simple biology. Animals do this. Humans do this. It's not sexism or misogyny or patriarchy. So I think you can just go ahead and just not talk.
Because our culture considers it normal to cut off part of an infant's penis.
The whole circumcision thing, I'm gonna have to agree on that, but why the heck is it a feminist's problem for a little baby to have his foreskin cut off? I think that's a guy's problem, not a feminist problem. Also, circumcision started as a way to kill a guy's sex drive and to make him less likely to masturbate. just a little bit of food for thought.
I'm a feminist because male orgasm in the movies is rated PG-13, while female orgasm is rated R.
Bullshit. 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 No, male orgasm. I'm just gonna roll these clips right now.
You think that's the only thing I jerked off in here? I've been dropping loads around this fucking house like a goddamn dump truck.
You don't come on my stuff!
I'll come wherever the fuck I want, James. I'll fucking come in your kitchen. I'll come on your fucking art. I'll come anywhere I want.
I will fucking come right on you! I will come like a fucking madman all over you, McBride!
Ooh, I fucking wish you'd come on me right now. I fucking dare you to come on me. God. I'm gonna jack my dick so fucking hard in here.
Oh, shit!
What the fuck just happened?
My brain just sparkled.
Where'd that go? Oh, I see some on the ceiling.
I don't think I have any on me. Did he just come again?
Yep. You got it on the lens.
Yeah, you're kind of in a losing battle right there, Laci. Just go ahead and wave the white flag.
I'm a feminist because in 2013 there were over 700 bills proposed to regulate a woman's body. And for men, the rightful number, 0.
Yeah, I'm not going to deny that. There are a bunch of people that are trying to regulate a woman's body. Mainly it's because it's coming from stupid Republican conservatives. Because they're trying to impose their religious beliefs that a woman does not have the rights to her own body. It's like the stupid pro-lifers and stuff. Now, I am all for a woman's right to have an abortion and what she does with her body reproductively. I am all for reproductive rights. That does not mean I need feminism because I'm in favor for women's reproductive rights. I think women already have that down, and it's a big issue that we have these stupid, dumbass conservatives pushing their views onto people because they think it's going to bring back their fantasized world of a Christian America.
0. I'm a feminist because the political body making decisions about my body is over 80% male. Wow. Because men occupy the top rungs of not just politics, but every industry in the world.
Okay, so yes, there are a majority of men in politics, but the only way that's going to change is if women start running more, which they aren't. You can't blame society for women not wanting to be involved in politics.
World. I'm a feminist because jobs! Women only hold 1 in 4 STEM jobs. We own 6% of TV stations, 5% of executive positions.
Okay, the jobs that you point out there are a majority of men as above. Men are more attracted to science, computer, and engineering jobs. It's a personal choice. Women should stop pissing and moaning and complaining about there's not being women in those jobs because they choose not to go down that path. Instead, they go and get their women's study degree and then piss and moan and complain that there's not enough jobs for women.
Media. Because when I was younger and I took on a leadership role, all the adults in my life said, "You're being bossy."
I'm a boss ass bitch, 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 bitch. I'm a boss ass bitch, 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 bitch. I'm a boss ass bitch, 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 bitch. I'm a boss ass bitch.
I had to put that there just for shit and giggles.
And let's not forget that sneaky little pay gap. By the time the
Oh boy, here we go with the wage gap. One of the biggest arguments that feminists talk about every time. That stupid wage gap.
By the time the average woman reaches 60 years old, she will have made $450,000 less than a man in the same exact position. That's like a fancy-ass house, a truckload of chocolate bars, or 10. And hell, I'm not even surprised by it. At my first job, I learned that my less qualified male coworker was making almost twice as much as me.
So women make 77 cents for every $1 men make. The wage gap has been proven so many times, and I know a lot of feminists are going to be angry at this, and they're going to go keyboard social justice warrior on me, but it's been proven to be false by almost every well-known economist. The study that factored in that statistic was going off the average annual of a woman versus man. It does not include a man and woman working the same job position. Obviously, men make more annually because men take more risky physical job where women do not. If women and men work in the same position and the woman was paid less, wouldn't it make sense for the company to hire more women since they'd save more money? Continuing.
I'm a feminist because the media told me that women are my competition, destroying my friendships with them for almost 20 years.
Actually, Laci, it's a harsh reality. Women are my competition? Men are raised to be competitive too, not just women. Women are much harsher towards other women than men are towards women. Let's face it, it's in everyday life. I mean, I'm studying for my film degree, and the film industry is very competitive. You have directors fighting tooth and nail for the Oscars and all that other stuff. It's a harsh reality. There's going to be directors, there's going to be actors and actresses that are going to make an amazing role, and yet they are not going to get their Oscar. It's a harsh reality. The filming industry, what I'm going to be doing, it's very competitive.
It's because gender roles! Because of that one-size-fits-all binary that shoves us into boxes and erases who we are.
Actually, gender roles work. Women are women, men are men. No one is saying for women to go get their asses in the kitchen. Not that some jobs or things are performed by men and women. I mean, I'm not even gender biased as well. I mean, if a woman wants to be a firefighter and can meet the weight and physical requirements, more power to her. But she shouldn't be treated differently or have those requirements lowered because she's a woman. That poses a problem not just for her, but her coworkers and any possible people in a burning building, and kitties. Let's not forget about the kitties.
I'm a feminist because in 10th grade someone called my best friend a pussy and it tore him up for weeks. And I realized the worst insult was to be compared to a woman. Because boys are shamed for being emotionally open, because that's a girl thing.
Well, I'm gonna have to equate that to my earlier topic on bullying. It's a bullying issue, alright? As a victim of bullying myself, I was called so much names, and every time I came home, I always cried. And there are times where me and my mom and even my father, we shared our feelings. It's not shameful for me to share my feelings with my mom and my dad, or even my friends. Hell, I even cried in front of my friends and one of my teachers. And he was one of my ROTC instructors. I cried in front of a retired Marine Corps gunnery sergeant who was manly as fuck. But that made me a better person because I kept fucking up as a platoon commander. And the stress was so huge, I decided to just let it all out. Didn't call me a pussy at all. So, I don't need feminism to share my feelings emotionally. I can do that on my own. And plus, men learn to control their emotions instead of just bottling all up. We're not bottling our emotions. We learn to control it. Okay?
And womanhood is weak. Weak! Never mind the fact that it was most likely a woman who pushed your body out of her vagina.
I'm not gonna lie. I hold women a lot of respect for pushing a life out of a vagina because, you have to admit, that's pretty fucking painful. Gonna have to admit that. My mom was in labor giving birth to me. Fucking sucked. So, more power to women for bringing life.
I'm a feminist because my father never once did the laundry, made dinner, or cleaned the house. When I suggested he help, my grandpa told me I was out of my damn mind. Wow. Out of my mind? Am I taking crazy pills?
Actually, it's kind of funny that you brought that up because, my dad does the laundry. He doesn't need feminism to do the laundry. He just does it because my mom works all the time. And so my dad has to resort to doing the laundry. He also has a job too. He just gets out in the afternoons. Every day. But no, he doesn't need feminism to do the laundry. To take over and do the laundry for women. I mean, hell, sometimes my mom does the laundry too. My parents both do that.
I'm a feminist because people still say that asexual, bisexual, and trans folk don't exist.
Actually, they do exist. The people who think that don't exist are just a bunch of radical fundamentalist Christian bigots.
I'm a feminist because same-sex marriage is a no-brainer. Because in 34 states, it's legal to discriminate against someone who's transgender. Really?
Really? This is one of the things that I really do not get about feminism. That feminists try to get involved in the struggles of the LGBTQ community. Now, I know feminists are going to freak out on me for saying this, but feminists already won their rights. They can vote, they can have jobs, they can hold positions in politics, in government, they can do all that. But, we're still on a long road for LGBTQs to be compared equal to heterosexual people. Just saying.
I'm a feminist because representation, it matters! years. And LGBT folks, women, and particularly women of color, hardly ever have their stories told on screen.
Okay, I think I've already made my point on this whole LGBTQ thing. I'm gonna keep going forward.
I'm a feminist because I believe that the world should be safe for girls everywhere. Because half the
You know what? I actually agree, but I wish that the world should be safe for all of humanity. Sad thing is that ever since the dawn of civilization, not just women, but men, both sexes, humanity has known nothing but violence, wars, conflict, disease, famine. It's been an ongoing pandemic.
Because half the girls in Yemen will become child brides. Because 65% of Brazilians believe that a woman who dresses in revealing clothes deserves to be raped. Because in Saudi Arabia, women still can't vote or drive.
Finally, Laci Green has got it in her. Finally. This is one of the things that I really want feminists to actually focus more, is that in Yemen, there's child marriage. In Saudi Arabia, there's a lot of women who don't have a lot of rights that the women in the first world countries do have. But, I'm gonna continue.
Feminist because in every corner of the world, every day, women's bodies are used as a battleground in wars started by men. Raped, beaten, sold into slavery, mutilated, burned with acid.
Again, that is one of the few things that I actually agree with feminists, is that there are a lot of women in Africa, Central Asia, the Middle East, Southeast Asia. Women are much more oppressed than they are in first world countries. Why are they focusing on those areas?
A feminist because when I dare to get pissed off at injustice, I'm just another angry feminist who's on her period. I'm a
Okay, Laci, listen to me, okay? The reason why that I don't take it very seriously on feminism is because women, like, I'm bringing this up. Ubisoft. Ubisoft later stated in an interview that they didn't have enough time to animate a female assassin character in Assassin's Creed Unity. Feminists lost their shit. They blew up a fucking casket. Ubisoft. Why is it that feminists piss and moan and freak out more over a video game company that does not have the time to animate a female assassin character when in Iraq there are women being brutalized? Like, their rights are, like, if you thought that women in the Middle East had it worse, it's going to get way worse. Now that ISIS is losing its shit in Iraq and other parts in the Middle East. And it's growing and growing and growing and growing and growing constantly. Until, like, basically ISIS imposes Sharia law, which is going to make women's lives in the Middle East even more shittier. And this is really funny because I often make the argument on the drafting thing, and feminists say, well, if you're against all that stuff that's going on in the Middle East, why don't you sign up to the selective services and save all those women? What? So you're basically saying that you're making me do all the work for women to have more freedom in the Middle East when you can't do it yourself. Wow. And I'm against drafting, okay? There are some guys who think it's right to draft. I have nothing against that. But to guys like me, I don't like being drafted.
Feminist because of the reality that there are people who would take these words more seriously.
If they were coming out of my mouth.
Most of all, I'm a feminist because I believe in gender equality.
If you shut the fuck up and let me read my list, there's the fucking proof.
And so I obviously can't like.
So, number one, shut the fuck up for a second. Feminists do not want you to lose custody of your children. The assumption that women are naturally better caregivers is part of patriarchy. We're working on it, and you guys are trying to dismantle it. Of the things that we're working towards. Now, if you would shut the fuck up for the 50th billionth time. Oh, okay.
My eyes are open. My mind is active. I know we're not there yet.
Actually, you already are there.
Thanks for supporting me here on Sex Plus Babes. I would like to know, are you a feminist? Tell me why or why not down below.
No. I'm either what you call a humanist or a gender egalitarian. Because I believe in true gender equality. The fact is that I don't use sexism to make another gender more superior than another gender. That's basically what modern day feminism has become. And I know a lot of feminists hate it when I bring out those accusations, but they're true. I'm sorry, but the truth sometimes hurts, and the truth is sometimes devastating.
And I'll see you next time. Mwah.
Well, I guess that's it. I hope many of you enjoyed this commentary. This has been a labor of love for me making. I am Atticus, the Death Metaler. Hope you liked this video. Subscribe to my channel. Links are on the description below. Keep it metal. Have a wonderful day.